All right, let's take a look at my small income portfolio, which I started July 1st of this year. Today is August 15, 2025. Right now, I'm all cash at $48.55. It is a margin account, but I'm not using any at the moment. And since July 1st, I'm up about 1.64%. You can see I'm heavy in a couple yield max funds of Ulti and Misty. You can see the percentage of the respective dollar amount. In third place is a YieldBoost position, XBTY at 13%. And then I finished up my weekly pairs as far as getting paid every day of the business week. Let's have a look at those. But before we do, let's just take a look at the monthly dividends I'm anticipating for August. You can see I'm expecting about $350. Again, started just last month, made $98 that first month. And so let's see how I'm getting this $350. First, let's just go ahead and start with Ulti. It's my biggest position. I have almost $3,000 total in it. Right now, sitting at $590. You can see I have about 505 shares, and it has 5 distributions this month. We've been through 3 of them, each about 10 cents, so that's 30 cents. So I'm predicting that the last 2, or just guesstimating, and that the next 2 will be 9 cents each, so I put 48 cents there. You do that, the payout for the month will be about $242. Moving on to Misty, I now have about 50 shares. The first distribution was $1.18. I'm just guesstimating that the next one will be $1, and so that's why I have 218. If you do that, the payout will be about $109. XBTY is, I'm really excited about this position. I just started it, I think, a couple weeks ago, but right now I have 26 shares, almost 27 shares. I'm thinking about 46 cents per distribution. Again, it's just an average right now. If you do that, $1.82 for the month, or almost $50 for August. NVII, again, just a small position, 2 shares. I just opened it up as a placeholder. They have 2 more distributions. They pay about 46 cents per distribution, less than $1. We go to YETH. I have just barely a share. I'm thinking the last couple distributions about 23 cents per week, or 46 cents for the rest of this month. Again, less than $1. And then Maggie, MAGY. This is a more expensive ETF, but I'm thinking about 36 cents for the last 2 distributions of this month. Just a little bit less than 2 shares. Again, just a placeholder. I'm slowly building this position with all these positions. And if they do that, a little bit over $1 in distribution. So you add these all up, it's $403. Now, I didn't have all these shares at the very beginning of August. So if we go back to my little dividend chart, I'm just being conservative, saying I'll get $350 for the month of August. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. And as far as distributions for this past Monday through Friday, August 11th through the 15th, I got paid from 2 weekly payers. First one, XBTY. You can see I had the 22 shares. They paid 44 cents per share, or $10.19. And then today, Friday, Ulti, at the time I had exactly 500 shares. They paid just a little bit more than 10 cents, or $50.36. You add those up, about $60. Now, what I did with these dividends right here, the $60, I put 30 or half back into Ulti, just to give that a few more shares there. And then the other half, the other 30, I opened up a position in VU. So I'm going to take a percentage, whatever it be, a small percentage, a small dollar amount, and put that into a growth fund like VU. I might mix it up and open up a position like QQQ with the NASDAQ, and kind of have a little bit of growth with this income portfolio. All right, full disclosure, let's take a look at the portfolio. You can see today up $20, or about 0.41%. For the week, down $86, or about 1.74%. Past month, down about $100, or 2%. And if I click on 3 months, that's basically the beginning of when I started this. I'm up $78, or just a little bit over 1.5%. All right, let's take a quick look at my buying power. I do have a margin account here with Robinhood. You can see I'm not in margin at the moment. I have a $93 balance. I will be taking advantage of some margin, because with my account this small, just under $5,000, I do want to take advantage of that $1,000 interest free from Robinhood, because I'm pay for that gold thing, that $5 a month. So we'll see. It's just a matter of when and what I'm going to buy and increase as far as my share count and whatever weekly ETF that I'm focused on. So again, about $5,400 of buying power ready to go. Okay, let's take a peek at each position that I have. We'll start off with Misty. It's the second biggest position in this portfolio, just at 50 shares. There's my average cost of $20.55. The market value is now at $900. Today, down 15 bucks, and so far I'm down $132 or almost 13%. Next up is my biggest position, ULTY, 505 shares. You can see the average cost of $6.25. We're sitting at $5.91 right now. Today, down 20 bucks. The total return down $170 or a little bit over 5%. And you can see right here, it is the biggest position, about 62% of the portfolio or close to $3,000. And for the time being, Ulti will be my income ETF that I use to spread around to other ETFs to build this portfolio. Let me show you a closer look at this position. Bottom line is Ulti's down $170 in my position, and I received $227 in dividends. So it is what it is right there. We're just going to see how it goes. But I'm just keeping a little spreadsheet right here. I got in at started this portfolio beginning of July of this year. You can see I start off with 5 shares. You can see my progression throughout the weeks to where I am now, 500 shares, where I got that $50.37 dividend, sitting at 505 right now. But if you see these distribution amounts right here, that's the average of my position, almost 10 cents per share since I've been in Ulti. So I'm down 170, but I've gotten $227 distributions minus taxes. Again, we're taking this week by week and see how it goes. And another way I'm looking at Ulti, since it is my biggest position, is I'm doing like a drip spreadsheet. So on July 21st, I had 300 shares, and I thought, what if I just dripped this 300 shares and didn't add any to it? So if I did do that, it keeps a rolling lot, and you can see the date versus how many shares I should have by each date. So August 15th, which is today, it'd be the 4th week. I should have at least 321 shares, but my goal is to keep above this rolling lot, and right now I have 500 shares, so I have plenty of buffer. Like I said, I want to use Ulti's distributions to build my other positions. It just kind of is what it is. I'm growing this from scratch. So right now I just have that very small brokerage account. So I have a lot of leeway to do what I want to do before I get too deep into something. I'm not saying I'm selling Ulti. I think I'm all in on Ulti, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. Next up is XBTY from YieldBoost. I think this is going to end up being my favorite position. I'm really excited about growing it. I have grown it, relatively speaking, since I opened it a couple weeks ago with just 2 shares. Now I'm up to almost 27 shares. You can see the market value at $636. My average cost of $23.87. Friday, it is ex-dividend for XBTY. They're paying that 44 or 45 cents, or something like that, 45 cents, let's say. So today we're up $7.22. Total return down almost 1% or $5. So from XBTY, I think I did the math. Next Tuesday, the distribution will hit. I should get around between $12 and $13. But again, I'm really excited to increase this position. I'll be using a lot of the Ulti dividends to put into XBTY. Next up is VU. I decided to have at least a growth fund or 2. I'll probably even open up QQQ. But like I said earlier in the video, I'll probably take a small dollar amount from each of the distributions and place it into VU for some growth, just to help this portfolio go upwards. But right now, just fractional shares or $36 in value. Average cost $592.02. You can see VU is down today. The markets were kind of down today. Total return irrelevant right now. So again, I'm just going to keep adding to VU as time goes on. All right, next up, NVII, just 2 shares right now, just a placeholder. You can see the average cost of $32.42, or just barely 1% of the portfolio. Again, I need to work on building this position. NVII pays every Wednesday. Next up is YETH, just a placeholder position right now, 1.3 shares, the average cost of $29.09. Not yet a percent of this portfolio, so these returns are kind of irrelevant right now. But YETH pays every Thursday. And again, my goal is to get paid Monday through Friday. And the last weekly pair in my portfolio is Maggie. Again, just a position holder, a little bit under 2 shares. You can see it's at $57 a share right now. My average cost is $57.17, just about 2% of the portfolio. Maggie pays every Monday, and I believe today was also ex-dividend for Maggie. The bottom line with the small portfolio is that starting next week, I'm going to be getting paid every day, Monday through Friday. That's exactly what I want. I need to work on building up NVII, YETH, and Maggie. Those are just the placeholder positions. And again, still excited for XBTY. I really want to pump that up. I think my goal would be go from this 26, get to at least to as 50 shares as quickly as possible. Well, there you have it. That's what my small income portfolio looks like. Just a little bit under $5,000 now. I did just deposit about $800 for the whole week, $855. And so I'm just going to grow it slowly. Again, I'm not in margin yet, even though this is a margin account. I'm not afraid to use margin. If you've been watching me for the past almost year and a half now, you know that I was way into margin in my Fidelity account. So again, we're going to take our time with this one and kind of see how it goes. Again, excited to get paid on a daily basis. Folks, thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.